Don't you see university students who can't string 2 sentences together? You've not seen those ones?
We've seen it.
So whose fault is it? It is the fault of Nigeria. It is what we are doing to ourselves that we are doing to ourselves. I expect a robust refutation from the bodies of the university, from the governing councils of universities of Nigeria, to come out and tell them to just shut up and go sit down and do what they're supposed to do.
Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's cross over to Platform Times this morning. I have this headline that says Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso to name Nigerian politicians behind banditry. That's a very strong statement, which riders arrested traffickers finger top Nigerians in cross-border crimes. Looming revelation may shake Nigeria's political establishment. Another headline this morning is saying no thesis, no NYC. Federal government unveils new mobilization rule. Still talking about ASU, issuing 14-day ultimatum, threatens nationwide strike. Another headline is saying governors have cash, no excuse for rising insecurity. That's coming from Sule. Another headline this morning is saying police officers who fail exams tries to face compulsory retirement. That's coming from PSC. Federal government declares Wednesday public holiday for Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, which is going to be low-key, according to the presidency. It's time to turn to my analysts this morning to help me make sense of the top stories that we have in the dailies. Good morning, Dr. Babatunde Babasanya, medical consultant and, of course, a public affairs analyst. Welcome aboard.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank
Good.
you. Let's start from this banner headline on Platform Times that says Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso to name Nigerian politicians behind banditry. Okay,
let's go. Do you think that it's those characters with cattle that can afford to buy AK-47 and then buy the bullet and then go up and down? No, that's not how they do it. They don't have that capacity. Somebody is arming them. Somebody is making that available. Somebody makes that money for them. So they should help us. If we can't help ourselves, this is where we need all these FBI, CIA, all this. That's why you need them to come and say, okay, you know what? We've done due diligence on this matter. We think that it is, and then you point finger. And then when you point finger, then he will say, no, it's not him. We will bring evidence. These are the statement of accounts. These are the pattern of your journey. That's how you do it now. Pictorial evidence, follow the money evidence, and then we are okay. And then take him to the international court.
Doctor, don't you think this should have been done, in a very low-key manner?
There's no low-key about
releasing their names, because now that we have this information circulating, don't you think the people responsible will try to sabotage this process? And
they will now go to Ghana, Mali, and Burkina Faso now. This is not Nigeria. If Nigeria police have said it now, they will call the IG, and then they will tell him that he should beware. This is not Nigeria now. And you know that these days now, that country called Niger, and they are doing very crazy things there.
Like what?
Those guys are not easy on their matter at all. So and those side, they know what they are talking about. If they say they are bringing something out, I'm waiting eagerly, and I'm sure 230 million Nigerians are waiting. So that let's see what they bring out. Could be just say this could just actually be something to let's just shake the forest and see what apple falls. Somebody is here, we don't know who did what, and they'll just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to bring the name of the person that did this thing out, and when I come back. One of us did something bad. That person will have some guilty feelings.
Okay.
That person will react. So, if I didn't do anything bad, I'm not going to be bothered now. I'm going to bring the list now. But if you did something bad, you're the one that is going to if they bring the list, it is me that probably they're talking about too. And then it is your kurukere that you do now. That's the one that now breaks the thing and says, that's the person.
Okay.
So that's what we call it, shaking the trees. Just shake the trees and see whether the fruit will fall. We'll see how it goes.
Now, Governor Sule Lamido is saying that governors have cash, no excuse for rising insecurity. Really, apart from the money, is it just about throwing money into this area called insecurity? What about other things that we should begin to look at?
I'm even doubting my head. What's the business of Sule Lamido with insecurity? You see, there's this lie.
Okay.
It's a blatant It's white. This kind of white lie. It's a lie. When they say the governor is the chief security officer of the state. Which security apparatus report to the governor in a state? Let's use your state. Is it the army? Does the GOC of Odogbo, does it report to the governor? No, it doesn't report to the governor. Does the commissioner of police answer to the governor? He doesn't answer to the governor. Does the state controller of customs answer to the governor? No, he doesn't answer to the governor. Does the state controller of immigration answer to the governor? No, he doesn't answer to the governor. Even the civil defense don't answer to the governor.
That's one of the arguments that the governors of Zamfara made.
Even the FRSC. Don't, and see, which one else is the governor does not even know who the DSS in charge of the state is. They won't tell him.
So why can't that autonomy be extended to the governor? Because the governor of Zamfara one time said there was a time he reported a case, but his orders were not carried out because they said the order has to come from
It's a simple matter. This is one of the pro-arguments for the state police, that if I have command on what I have, I can direct them. That's the only reasonable argument there. Every other argument is just common sense out of the window. But right now, the problem with the security architecture of Nigeria, one, the borders are porous. So, at that point, in the north side of Nigeria, the borders are porous. They are too porous. They walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out. You can as well say there is nobody guard. There are places where the custom and the immigration people are standing, which is where they define as border. But there are like, for every outpost that you see, there are like maybe 20 kilometers of uncovered forest. People just move from bush to bush, and those people are masters in bushing, moving from bush to bush. They are not bothered about the road. They can move from bush to bush to bush to bush to bush. They are in Nigeria. Then they can move again. They are out of Nigeria. People can move from bush all the way from Ilesha here without coming out to see road, and they can get into Niger State. They can get into Bauchi State, just inside the Nigerian jungle, forest reserve. They just keep moving. They will not see road. They can navigate. They can map. They know where they stay. They know everything. So the borders are too porous. One.
Okay.
Two, the internal security architecture of Nigeria is exclusive to the Nigerian police. Exclusive. There is no other arm of government, there is no other arm of security that borders itself on the internal security of a country. It is the police that does that work. Okay. The army is supposed to do the work of invasion. Something is coming from outside. Go there, go and block them. The army cannot fight the citizens. Okay. But in Nigeria, when the thing happens, you see somebody will just say deploy the army to go and shoot them there. It is an aberration of normalcy. It is only the Nigerian police that can say we are overwhelmed here. Bring the army to come and back us up. So for you to say, something happened, and then they deploy the army there. No, they don't deploy army. It's the police that ask that army be deployed. Because if you say, okay, it's like in America. You know these police that stop people on the road, the one that carry in New York, they carry blue car. They call the boys in blue. They have blue car, they have blue uniform, they have their guns in their holster. All those young, fine boys, they go around everywhere. You see them everywhere. They are not the SWAT team. You don't see the SWAT team, the strategic weapons and advanced tactics. You don't see those ones. Those ones are inside barrack, training, ready for deployment. Their guns are never short pistols. They don't have short pistols. When they bring their guns out, you say, Yawa don gas. When you see the armored vehicle that they are coming with, even the thieves know that there is nothing that you can use to block the road. Those armored vehicles will run through it because they are almost like military vehicles. Because the training those guys have is like an advanced military training.
Okay, speaking on that, let's quickly talk about this. Yesterday, a very sad story came out about a certain, TV presenter that was robbed. I don't know if you have seen that story. That was robbed and shot. Very sad story. And where she lived was very close to the government house. Is that not the height of it in this country, really?
Aleshin Lawyer Market burnt here. Aleshin Lawyer and fire service. You can stay in and be looking at the fire service. Total burning, they didn't come out. What happened? Anybody had not gone to ask them that, what happened? Every time you see this thing, go and ask the policeman what happened. When people died at that secondary school along Akobo, that program that they wanted to do. There's this program that they said the ex-wife of Oni of Ife.
Yes.
This the under 5
to cater for the children. That was last December.
Good.
Yes.
This is that story. They wanted to do a program at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. People crowded there at 5 a.m. Program scheduled 9 a.m. People crowded 5 a.m. People died 5:45 a.m. You went to carry the person that did the program that was supposed to start at when? 10 a.m. Is that his fault? So if the governor wants to go and do something in Adamasingba Stadium at 10 a.m. and people died there at 5 a.m., should we carry the governor? Is that the governor? Is that his fault? But nobody carried this DPO in charge of Akobo police. Nobody said anything about who should patrol that place. Who should be in charge there at that time, assuming nothing was happening. So you see, in Nigeria, we don't define areas of responsibility. So that if anything happens in your area of responsibility, then you will suffer the consequences of that. In Nigeria, nobody does that.
It's a sad story, honestly.
So the person that died, you will sit down, you will sweep. Better things have happened in Nigeria. The bomb blast in Adeyi, what have we done to it? Swept it under the carpet. The burning of the market in Aleshin, what have we done to it? Swept it under the carpet. This one that happened that I just quoted now at Akobo, along Akobo, that they want to share goodies for gift for small children. What has happened to it? Swept under the carpet. The Kuje prison, what has happened to it?
Or massacre.
Swept under the carpet. Swept under the carpet. Oh yeah, keep talking.
We know what to do, honestly, sometimes. That's the way.
So every time it happens, we just swept under the carpet.
Let's hope that things will get better.
The living continues.
Let's hope that
keep praying that we are among them.
That's a very good
That's
prayer.
one of the reasons why Nigeria goes to church. We pray so that when we come back, we can come back home and sleep. Tomorrow we can join the living again. But you know, if you don't make the cut, too bad. We go on.
May God show mercy.
Let's
talk about NYC. When I saw the story, and a lot of reactions online, some persons are saying, thank God I'm done with NYC. This headline says, notices no NYC. Federal government unveils a new mobilization rule. And then it says, under the NERED framework, students are required to deposit academic output, including thesis and project report, as part of a national effort to curb certificate fraud and preserve Nigeria's intellectual asset. When I also read, the full story, he also mentioned that they are trying to make sure that, some lecturers and some supervisors, they do what they are supposed to do, because a lot of them, they have seen cases whereby some lecturers, they just supervise, like, let me just sign this thing for you so that you can just graduate. So they want to make sure that, lecturers and supervisors and even other supervisors, they do what they're supposed to do to ensure that, this project, these thesis, dissertations, if you like, are of good quality. What do you make? Is this a good development, really?
Common sense rising through the window out.
I was going to say that because a lot of times this window has done us so much.
Porous window.
So we should find a way to close it.
We can't close it. It takes common sense to first acknowledge that we are losing common sense.
Okay.
You have to be sensible first.
Okay.
To understand that we are losing to be intelligent, all you need to do is to read. To be wise, you need to observe.
Okay.
There is no observation at that level.
Can we find a way to close this window so that common sense will stop flying outside?
Who is going to close the window? Okay. The people whose common sense is flying out of the window don't believe they need common sense where they are. They are making laws for us. Those of us that have the common sense are the ones doing. This does not have anything to do with common sense.
Okay.
Let's unpack this. Ab initio. The NYSC was established after Gowon, after the Civil War by Gowon, to ensure that the Beku law, so that when we go and serve in each other's country, in each other's town, at least it is the Yorubas that betray the Igbo, it is the Hausas that are genocidal, it is the Igbos that are to do, it is the Kiniko. At least that will kind of, so to an extent, perhaps we've done that.
Okay.
That we've seen Igbos cross to marry Yoruba. We've seen Yoruba people going to Igbo states to serve and staying there. I have had Yoruba friends who are in the north, who have stayed there, who have been big boys now, in the northern state. There are Hausas who are here. There are Lagos. There are areas in Lagos that bear Igbo name because Igbo has taken the whole what's it called? The area completely. They be a Igbo name. They do. In fact, I have a classmate whose mom complained to her daughter. The daughter is my own classmate now. The mom complained to her that when they do the resident meeting in her estate, in Lagos State, that they speak Igbo language there. That tells you the number of Igbo people to Yoruba people there. That she is probably the only one in Yoruba. She doesn't understand the Igbo. But every other person there speaks Igbo. And they speak the language in Yoruba land. So we've mixed to that point. We've mixed to that point. As we've seen in Ibadan, we've seen everywhere. I'm not sure whether there are no Yoruba streets in Imo State or in Abia State, whatever. But I'm sure, I mean, if they have here, we should be able to extend the same diligence to us here. Because once in a while, people like Raji Fachola will wake up one day, pack the Igbos and send them across to Onitsha Bridge. Then they will apologize. Life will continue. Like that's just now. That's NYSC. It's not about any other thing.
Okay.
The policy of NYSC was to just mix us. Don't stay in your father's land alone. Go somewhere else. Okay. Now there is insecurity. There is uncertainty. And people are now using leg. People are using leg to work the matter now. So if you don't want to serve anywhere, you don't want to serve anywhere. Period. And just go and, this is what I want to serve. So you're not saying, are you saying that the NYSC is doubting the universities and the polytechnics that awarded the degree in the first instance? Because when a university awards a degree, it is the end. You don't ask that person to bring his BSc final paper. You should have to, and in America, they say bring your transcripts. That's why Tinubu's case was not, they couldn't win. America don't give certificates. It is transcripts. So the score, what you did, this is so you go there. So if I want to employ you because I want you to do cable work and studio engineering work for me, I need to know what you score in your studio engineering. You understand? Okay. If I want you to do broadcast for me, I need to. So you can have one candidate who could have come out from School of Communication and he has scored maybe 90 in engineering and scored just 50 in this media broadcast and anchoring of program. I will not put that person in broadcast and anchoring of program. I will ask the person to go and man engineering work. Another person from the same institution who scored 90 in this one, I will put that one here. But in any other part of the world, just say, I have a certificate in mass journalism. Which area of mass journalism? We don't know. Just mass journalism. Okay, now, enter mass journalism. Then we will be separating the wheat from the chaff. There are different slopes for different folks. You don't ask me to bring my dissertation, my BSc project so that you can review it. No, it has been reviewed. The board, given authority by the NUC, had reviewed that.
But doctor, don't you think we've seen cases whereby some projects, some theses and dissertations, if you like, are of low quality, and you begin to wonder, is it the fault of the student or the fault of the supervisor? Because some of them don't really,
Don't you see university students who can't string two sentences together? You've not seen those ones.
We've seen it.
So whose fault is it? It is the fault of Nigeria. It is what we are doing to ourselves that we are doing to ourselves. If we are saying that the universities are not doing proper work, let us come out ho-ha. I say, the universities are not giving us good product outside though. And then we face, every time we come across, every time we discover those students whose projects are weak, dissertations are porous, too watery, and they cannot string English together, they cannot make decent communication, and they claim to be graduates. What have we done to the university? What have we done to the people who supervise them? Nothing. So, if I submit my proposal and my dissertation, having been found worthy in character and learning by the University of Ibadan, and then you now come and tell me that it's porous. It's porous as defined by who? The Senate of Ibadan had given me this degree. Are you saying that you know more about looking through this? I expect a robust refutation from the bodies of the university, from the governing councils of universities of Nigeria, to come out and tell them to just shut up and go sit down and do what they're supposed to do.
Let's link this to ASU. Doctor, do you think it's due to poor remuneration? Because a lot of them, it's not like maybe they don't want to do more, because they are not motivated to do more. I had a fantastic, supervisor for my BE. He did a lot, regardless of the fact that they were even complaining at that time that, okay, the salary is not coming when it's supposed to come. Don't you think the government should find a way to actually check this area? So ASU is giving federal government 14 days ultimatum now. Yes, in the last 2 years, we've not seen ASU strike, but can the federal government work on this area? That is a good initiative to say that students must submit their project or thesis before NYSC. But this is a loophole.
No, to who? You submit to the university, because the university will have found you worthy in character and learning. I can only say character and learning because that's the one that UI uses. I am a graduate of you, so I use the one that UI had given you. So, if you haven't found you worthy in character, that means that you have done everything. You have done everything. You've been found worthy in character and then in learning. And then you've been admitted into the degree Bachelor of Arts in English. That's the end. So from that day on, you go about the world saying that I have a Bachelor of Arts in English. I am an alumnus of Ibadan. Period. Now, you go to serve based on that. And UI will send your name to the NYSC. So when UI sends your name to NYSC, NYSC will then look at it and say, please attach the, is it the title of the project that they will send, or the full project, or just an executive summary of the project, or just a published one-page article of the project? Which is NYSC going to look at? Are they smoking weed in that place?
Well, maybe there's even arguments that is saying maybe they will use it to solve some of the problems that we have in Nigeria.
What are they going to? Because for you to read, do you know what it means to read, to review a paper, to say this paper is watery? You are going to read. How many people? So NYSC will then take University of Ibadan's final project that they have found worthy. They will have to send it to another set of universities in Nigeria, because there is nobody in NYSC that has the competence to read what we are giving out. Ife will bring out, Lagos will bring out, Benin will bring out, Kaduna will bring, Kano will bring, Port Harcourt will bring, Calabar will bring.
But Doctor, in NYSC, I think we have scholars there.
There are no scholars in NYSC. They will have been teaching in the university if they were scholars. Really? Once you don't teach, you are not a scholar. Go somewhere else.
We have doctors in that sector.
You are not academic. I'm a doctor. I'm not an academic.
But I think I've seen people who have their masters, and some of them are even academic.
How many papers can they read? So they will sit down and begin to read. Okay, I read you. You know how many? Let us say it takes 2 hours to read somebody's one page, and there are things that you read there
that you won't understand.
So you can't. So wait now. In the University of Ibadan, in the Faculty of Law, there is just law. All law students are expected to bring one project. So they will all bring one, they will bring project. All of them will write project. They will bring it out. In medicine, University of Ibadan, we don't write projects. When I was graduate, I didn't write. So I'm not sure they are writing now. We don't write projects. We don't write individual projects. We had one community project that we do, and as a group, we do the project together. And that's the end of it. We do exams, and you're admitted into the Bachelors of Medicine and Surgery. That's the end. I don't know whether they write projects elsewhere, but the structure of the curriculum of Ibadan is the structure of the curriculum of University College Hospital in London. They don't write projects there. So which one are you going to? So when we send the names of the doctors graduating in Ibadan, you will say they didn't write projects, so they should not come and serve.
And maybe they will find a way to. It has not started yet.
Once we begin to find the thought process is coming from a good place. But you see, there's a principle of the low-hanging fruit. There's a problem. Rather than us to sit down and look at the problem critically, you look at the low-hanging fruit, the solutions that you can quickly reach. So let us quickly say, so because we have to be seen to be doing something, let us say we are going to be that. When you put common sense down and you interrogate that, you then realize architect from FUTA will finish, be architect, and then proceed to masters before they go to SAR. They will proceed to masters. So any architect that comes from FUTA, FUTOWERI, FUTAKURE, FUTMINA, they will have done B architecture and then do M architecture, then they will graduate because they will use 1 year. Their 4th year, they will finish their B architecture. Then their 5th year, they will do their M architecture, and then they graduate. So they have 2 degrees when they are graduating. They are coming to serve with master. They will have write that. Which one are they submitting? And they don't do those things. They do jury defense. So when the architect comes down, they will bring the project that they designed. They now attach it to herewith the copies of my jury, and then are there enough architects in NYSC? When I say they don't have sense there, you are saying, are there enough architects there to look through all the degree awarding architecture in Nigeria? Because all of them do jury.
Doctor, don't you think before the federal government, can say this, don't you think they've made,
no, they have not.
They've made,
no, they have not. They have the federal government as an entity, has demonstrated incompetence when it comes to things like this.
You don't think they have put some measures in place to ensure that? They have not put a dime.
They read the thing now. Which measure did they put in place? Just like the ones that they were doing.
This is to start October, and that's the.
They have not put anything in place. I can use my MBBS certificate to put online. Nothing.
Kai, doctor.
Okay. MBBS Ibadan, we don't write degree. Okay. Which exemption have they been given? If they have given, they will have written it there. The people that are going to do jury, do you have a body of architects? Are you going to send it to NIA? Because the ones in UI here will ask Nigerian Institute of Architecture or your state people to send reps. Full architect, certified NIA architect will leave from Ibadan to inside UI to sit down and be members of the jury panel so that you defend your project, so that they ask questions. That's what they do before they find you worthy in that character and learning. Doctor,
let me share an experience with you. There was a time that a certain supervisor, of course, just like you said, other supervisors, other lecturers from other universities will come before you so that they can actually measure your project.
We call them external supervisors.
Yes, and your supervisor will be there. There was a certain situation whereby the external supervisor said this project cannot fly because the supervisor alongside the student did a bad job. Okay. Don't you think that's what the federal government is trying to do? Because if you know that your name will be attached, I have a lecturer when I was in school. He said, before I can sign your project, before I can attach my signature, I have to be sure that it's of good quality.
Okay.
And that's one out of how many? Because a lot of lecturers we've seen, outside of Ibadan, that they really do not pay much attention to projects.
We know where those ones are.
Okay.
Go after them. Go what? After them.
I think it's a safe place to put that matter. Go after them. Let's talk about Pengasan. Doctor. We cannot escape that conversation because we have it almost on all the newspaper.
They should first prescribe that body first.
Pengasan.
They prescribe it. You see people that are suffering now.
Okay.
Every other Nigerian, not Dangote. I told you yesterday, the man has more than 1 million liters of petrol in storage. He can sell it. If he decides to sell it to Nigeria at 44 million liters per day, he will sell for 20 days straight.
After 20 days, what then happens?
Are we going to be this strike? You think that they have brought down the megawatt production in Nigeria to 2,700? It is going to, as they shut down the valves more, the Gencos are no longer able to produce. And then if Gencos cannot produce, the Discos, the Yorubas have a problem that when the bar say has not cooked, what is bar coming to leak? The bar say, Oba say, kini bar la fela. So when the Gencos are not producing electricity, what is Disco distributing? It takes 5 days. If Disco don't distribute anybody electricity in Nigeria, we will be up in arms. You think you will run diesel, you will go home, there will be nowhere. Everybody will run mad together. It has not affected Dangote. Shingbai.
But Nigerians, it's affecting Nigerians because gas, I have an headline that is saying that, gas users grown as Pengasan strike.
Everywhere that they are using gas now, they are starting to feel it in their body. But it is not yet a problem with Dangote. You see, at the worst, Dangote will refuse to sell into Nigeria. The worst end of this whole shenanigan. But you see, I know that. You see all these cabals that are coming out of the woodwork, this issue of Pengasan, all these characters that are coming out of the woodwork now. What is happening is that, you see, when we were young, we used to be very mean-hearted in those days. So you will see an earthworm that is going. We will put salt. We will sprinkle salt on the earthworm. If you sprinkle salt on an earthworm, it will die horribly. Because it will be very, but later in the days we realized that it's because of high salt, that salt has, so it will die very horribly. You will see it shivering to death. That's what Dangote has done to these people, this cabal. They are earthworms, and he has poured salt on them. Now, by pouring salt on them, all these Pengasan is shutting down this valve, and Peng is going on strike here. These characters are doing this one. We shall not be. I expect them to escalate this matter, and then physically begin to attempt to assault Dangote's vehicles. I expect it. That's the next level. Because why? Because they have reached a point where it is either they prevail and we go back to the status quo.
Okay.
Or Dangote prevails and they are swept into the dustbin of history forever.
Now, I don't think it's the only Pegasus that is in this matter. NSC have also weighed in declaring national strike.
Whoever declares national, NSC has been declaring national. When the telecommunication people said they were going to increase the price of our text messages and didn't the NSC say we should stop using? Did you stop using your phone because NSC says so? Are you not a member of NLC? I have said it here yesterday. What is NLC's problem? They said people were driving the trucks across Nigeria when we were subsidizing fuel. People were driving the trucks, NNPC trucks, across Nigerian border to go and sell. Those people belong to Nupeng. What happened?
Doctor, we need,
they did not. Don't let's go. This is the one that we should talk about.
Our time is not
the time cannot be on our side. Pengasan came out last year. Opened their mouth, said the refinery in Port Harcourt is working. We are lifting oil there. They can verify. They carry their chest out, full chest. 1 year later, when they sold this thing, that Babasanya sold this thing in 2006 at the end of his tenure. He sold it to Dangote and Otedola. 2007. Yaradua came. They went to meet Yaradua. They said, no, it is working. Babasanya just sold it. You know, he sold it. You can see. He sold it to his brother. He sold it to his sister. They said, pack all the lights, put it inside Dangote, inside Yaradua's head. That guy just lost the thing. All these cabal, they just came. And Yaradua was a sick man at that time too. So really, in the bid to just be taking care of his sickness, what do you want? Don't stress me. What do you want? Oh yeah, go back. Dangote, come and collect your money. Chim. After he gave Dangote the money, we spent over $12 billion on those refineries. 12.
For yet.
He didn't shingbai. We did not.
No result.
We did not shingbai come out. Nobody can come. Right now. DSS, police, EFCC, ICPC, which one? Military police, which one? Which other police can be found in Nigeria? NSCDC, civil defense. Custom police, I mean, every police should march towards Pengasan, Nupeng, NNPC, DM, all of should march.
The federal government is on the matter.
And
so
begin to
let's
pick
look
them.
out for how to play.
You know how they play Monopoly?
Okay.
Go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Everybody, jail.
Doctor,
it is not people like Pengasan, NNPC, Nupeng, DP. They don't have mouth to talk now on this matter. On this matter, they should go forever into the shadows and hide. Okay. They should not be seen or heard of again.
It's a fine place to leave it, doctor.
They are now the ones threatening. Okay. They will do this.
We need to go.
Because they believe that it's business as usual.
We'll talk about this.
If it's government now, they will begin to start to make noise. This is Dangote. Do they think that there is a stupidity in the man before when he was going to borrow $20 billion? Nobody's father came out to.
We'll talk about this.
Federal government should tell Pengasan and Nupeng and NNPC, take the refinery. Maybe it's working. Take the refinery for free. Run it. Do union on it. The situations are clear to Nigerians. Let's end it here. I think the situations are very clear to Nigerians. But we are suffering for the situation now. Yes. We hope the federal government is on the matter. Let's federal government is in the matter. Is on the matter. Federal government is on nothing. It's a fun place to leave it this morning. A big thanks to Doctor for coming this morning, Dr. Babasanya, for your input on the matters. Please stay with us. A big story will come up soon. We'll be right back. Thank you for being a part of the segment.